Okay, so this particular video is based on how to get your best deal from a used car dealer or a franchise car dealer, someone that's in the business that actively trades for cars or sells cars. Well, the first thing you need to understand is they're really good at making you feel bad about whatever you think is right. Which is okay. We understand what used car dealers and car dealers are like all over the world. The first thing to do when you're dealing with a used car dealer is you need to establish before you ever get in there, you need to do your homework just like you would do from a private seller. You need to have your own Carfax available because you're going to know more than the car dealer knows about that car almost 90% of the time. Because most of them are just bought at auction, they look good, send them through a shop, and they're out on the lot for sale. Period. End of story. In the information age now where you're not allowed to keep private information, they don't keep anything. Salespeople, you know, if they're like, oh, little old lady had it, you know, I think we all heard the genuine stories from, you know, how special this car is and this, that, and the other. Well, just keep in mind, I call it the Coke can theory. You have a Coke can here and a Coke can there. I like this Coke can more than this Coke can, so I want $5 for it. Well, Coke cans all over the United States cost $1. So just because I want $5 for a Coke can doesn't mean that it's worth $5 now, does it? So that's the theory you've got to get behind yourself and the mental state you got to be in when you're doing business with car dealers. Now, not all car dealers are bad, and not all car dealers don't have integrity, and you know there's a lot of good guys that you know are in that business, and you know they have very good reputations and they've done well to earn them. And I'm not taking anything from those guys. But when you're offering to a car dealer, what you have to do is this. You got to know what the car is worth. That's the first thing. That's the secret. That's what they don't want you to know. They want to say, well, NADA books this, blah, 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 is that, blah, blah. You know, they're going to go through their aunt, their uncle, their cousin. They're going to ask you to commit to purchase to the vehicle. They're going to get into all kinds of reasons on why you need to pay them $5,000 more than that car's worth. So, here's the secret, guys. Go to Kelley Blue Book or Edmunds, one of those. Go to private consumer and look at the poor condition, look at excellent, look at good, look at average, whatever. 90% of the cars, if it's sitting at a dealer's lot, will never be past average condition or good condition because it's outside, it's in the elements, already been traded off. This isn't a one-owner verifiable vehicle with all its records in place that you're talking to the individual that had it serviced. So they're not the top, it's not the top echelon of everything that can be found. I'm not saying they're not good cars, but just kind of look at that, get yourself a basic feeling for, you know, like I said, the private consumer books, scrap the black book, scrap the, you know, the black book means nothing anyway. Basically, it's a bunch of car dealers at an auto auction who are all too lazy to hit the private market to buy, so they just sit there in an auction, and the last one willing to pay the most money to do the least amount of work wins the car, and they bring it to you like it's some kind of good deal. That doesn't mean because they paid $10,000 for a $7,000 car that it's worth $10,000. So, doing business with car dealers, know what it's worth before you go in there. I'm going to have a whole section on that. Book value so you can kind of figure it out. And also, if you're doing business with car dealers, know what your trade-in's worth. But we'll get into that later. But right now, if you're getting ready to negotiate with one of these guys, due diligence, you need the car history, you need to do the walk around, you need to inspect it yourself, you need to turn around and, you know, offer them just like you would a private consumer. It's no difference. All right, guys, I just want to throw that in there because it's just kind of, I know it's going to be a question that comes up, but it's all the same. Just because they have a building, they should actually be better at purchasing vehicles, and they should be cheaper than they are on the private market. But that's what the good guys do. All right, peace out, man. We'll see you next time. Love you guys, and subscribe.